very fat and long sleeve, right? And then along
Good morning, students.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning,
Good
ma'am.
morning, ma'am.
Good morning. So, how many participants are there? 19. So, we shall wait for 2 to 3 minutes, okay? Because normally 30 participants are entered. So, there are 19 only. We will wait for few minutes.
do you know what is the free code? What is this? Yes. It's a climbing tree, right? So if all the climbing classes need support of something. So casual tree is very strong and all the creepers are winding round and round the casual tree like a python. Actually, it has captured the casual tree very tightly. They so and our poets say describe that seal the casual is very strong. It does not bend down when the creepers are winding around like a python. Proper description of its appearance we move on to describe the activities happening around it. All the activities, right? What happening? And later on, what we reach, he again talks about that the beauty of the tree is no more than an added gift. The tree is very beautiful, for her real connection with the tree lies on the numerous happy memories she shared with it. So she, along with her siblings, used to be near the tree. She tells us how the tree manifests itself in foreign land and see a tree is at a young age. And at last, she says that I want to honor the tree. Therefore, she makes an attempt to write a poem. So this poem, at last she says that this poem is actually an honor.
Okay, then there are 30 participants. Can we start the class now? Am I audible to everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Okay. So last class I told you that I will start the last unit, but today I think it will be better if I start this theory because we already introduced with the word diminishing. Yes. So it will be better if we start with our law of variable proportion. So I think it is in unit 2 or unit 4. Okay. You have the syllabus now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So
Yes,
there
ma'am.
is that. Just 1 second. What happened?
Like people who study literature, it is not like that the dog food is fine. This one is very famous. Everyone knows about it. And this point in reading, what it does, it describes a tree near the speaker's home. Which tree? That is the Carolina tree. And she associates her
So,
childhood
acha,
memories.
before starting the class, I want to ask you that is there anyone who is not appear my first sessional examination?
The word hour in the title, our Carolina tree is written.
Hello?
So that hour, it is actually
Hello, students.
referring.
Yes, ma'am. You are audible.
Yes, okay. So, is there anyone who is not who did not appear the first sessional examination? Is there anyone?
Different part of the childhood that she shared with
Do
us.
you have any idea? Because I think there are
No,
45
ma'am.
students who appear on my last first sessional. Okay, you think no, no? So today let's start the topic law of variable proportion. So we already discussed that when we will do production for any production process, we need minimum 2 units of factors of production. So am I told you about factors of production or not?
No, ma'am.
No na. Acha,
No, ma'am.
what? Okay, then today we have to discuss factors of production also. I think it is also included on your syllabus. If I say, I think you will be able to understand. So when we make a production, when we start a production, we need certain things. We need certain equipments. We need certain, we need money, machinery, raw materials, labor. Correct. So without certain things, without certain investment, it is not possible for anyone to start any production process or production activity. For example, suppose you want to open up an boutique. So if you want to open up a boutique, then is it possible for you to কোনোবাই উঠাই থৈছে চাগে। So is it possible for you to, without any making investment, directly you will be able to open up a boutique? I think it is not possible. So when you open up a boutique, suppose cloth boutique, then what happen? You need a particular house. You need certain clothes, ready-made garments, or suppose you need a machine, silai machine. For that you can um, prepare your dresses. You need laborers, or suppose the workers on your boutique, or instead of that you can yourself sit on the boutique for sale. So these are the basic things which you require to start up a boutique. Similarly, if you want to start up a bakery, then what happen? You need raw materials. That means you need flour, you need egg, you may need the mm oven, you need the water, then suppose certain essences and labor, etc. So you need lots of things. So without certain investment, you will be not able to start up a business. So there are certain particular things which we always require to start a production process, and these basic things which we always require to start a production process is called factors of production. So, in economical terms, there are four factors of production. So, these four factors of production are always required to start a production process. Now, what are the four factors of production? Who are from economics background, they already knew about it. So, the four factors of production are land, labor, capital, and organization. So, what are the four factors of production, students?
Land, labor, capital.
Organization
And
and
organization. Correct. So land. So land does not mean that it is the only land which we see on the surface of the earth. It is not only that is not only land in economical terms. In economical terms, land identifies all the natural gifts which we have on our earth. Suppose you need sand, so that sand is also called a land. You need the forest, so forest is also included under land. You need river, suppose, so river is also included under land. So all the natural gifts which is not man-made, that is in that are called land on economical terms. So land is the first thing which we require to start up any business or any productive activity. The second one is labor. So we all know what is labor. So labor or worker. So if we have land, but if we don't have any labor, then we'll be not able to start the production process, because suppose there are machineries. So to run the machineries, we need human beings. So human beings means we need labor. So labor is very important to start up any business or productive activity. Then the third one is capital. So capital are in two senses. Capital, first of all, capital indicates money. So in economical term, capital indicates monetary value or money. And in other way, we can say capital as the all the machineries means all the man-made equipments. So land is all the natural gifts, and capital indicates all the man-made machineries. So capital may be your oven also a capital, your chilai machine is also included as a capital. So your car is also included as a capital. If you use it in your transportation process, then that is also included as capital. So capital indicates all the machineries which we use in a productive process. And the final one is organization. Organization is very important for any productive production process. Organization, you all know about what is organization. Organization is a institution or a group of people who organizes any productive process. So organization bears the risk of production, because whenever a production starts, you start to produce, obviously you will start to sell the product in the market. So when you sell the product in the market, either you will earn profit or you will loss. So if you face loss, then what happen? You have to pay, you have to pay the money to the labor, to your workers. You have to pay to the uh, from where you bought the raw material. You have to pay your landlord. You have, if you take loan from the bank, you have to pay interest to the bank. But who will take the risk? That risk will be taken by only the organization. If you face losses, then it is the organization who bears all the losses, and from their pockets, from the pockets of the that particular, that group of people, they will cover up the risk. If you face loss profit, then also the high amount of profit goes on in the pocket of the organized, that under the organization who belongs to the people who belong, the people who belongs to the organization. So organization is very important for any productive process. So there are four factors of production: land, labor, capital, and organization. Do you understood what is land, labor, capital, and organization? Or if
Yes,
you
ma'am.
have any doubt?
Well,
I
yes,
think
Lily,
no one
understand.
have any doubt regarding the four factors of production, because
No,
it's a
ma'am.
very normal concept. And I will give you the note about your factors of production. Okay. So today I will provide you the notes. So now we will discuss law of variable proportion. Yes, and one more thing I want to inform you that, so everyone, land, labor, capital, and organization, when we use this in any productive process, then we have to pay. Because suppose you hired a land to make a construction of a building, then obviously what happened, you have to purchase the land with respect of monetary value. If you hire a labor means the workers. So if you hire a labor, you have to pay the labor, you have to pay the wages, you have to give him payments. So similarly, if you purchase the equipments, if you take loan from the bank, you have to pay interest. If you purchase the machineries, you have to pay the shopkeepers. So what if you are a organization, then what happened, the organization takes the risk, they either gain or profit. So what are the names of payment of these four factors of production? The payment of land is called rent. Okay. So it is normal now when we take a building in hire. So what we say, we are in a rented house. So land is called rent. Capital is called interest. The payment in against of capital is called interest. The labor, so the instead of the money which we pay to the labor is called wage, wage, wage. And the amount of income which earns the organization is called profit. Because if there is loss, the organization will not be able to earn. But if the organization, but if the business earns profit, then the organization earns amount of money which is called profit. So I think all of you clear about the names of the returns which the four factors of production earns. Yes, students.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, what is land? In what land earns?
Rent, ma'am. Rent, ma'am.
Rent. Capital?
Interest.
Very
Interest.
good. Organization?
Profit,
Profit.
Profit.
ma'am.
Profit.
Profit. Good. And capital?
Interest,
Return.
ma'am.
Interest.
Interest. And labor?
Wages.
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 Wages. Very good.
Ma'am,
Very
what
good.
is the difference between the wages and payment?
I think there is not so much difference. It is same, but in economical term, we say it wage. Okay. Actually, I don't know about it. I will check it and I will inform you in the next class tomorrow. Okay. What is actual difference between wage and payment?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Oh,
wages is basically we say as a bhara or hajira.
okay. And
Yes,
payment?
ma'am.
And
Payment is basically payment
hmm.
only. Like
Okay, that means if we purchase something,
Monthly
we will
basis,
have to
ma'am.
give. Okay. Okay, that is the difference. Very good. Thank you. I also not aware about it. Okay. So now we'll start the law of variable proportions. So the law of variable proportions is also called law of proportionality. That means here the factors of production are used. I mentioned you that there are four factors of production. But in economical terms, what happen if we have minimum two factors of production also, then also we will be able to start up a business. So to start up a business for any productive process, we require minimum two factors of production. So in economical diagrams, you all see that we always represent it in a we always say that we have to represent it in a who is not admitted. Okay, wait. Wait.
Point is not limiting yourself to this word, but still also making
You are joining. Wait. So what happened? Whenever we start, minimum two factors of production are required to start any production process. So now we know that when we represent the economical figures in a two-dimensional diagrams, then in one x-axis and y-axis, in x-axis we represent one factors of production, and the other y-axis we have to represent the other factors of production. So minimum two factors of production are required to start up any business. So if it is more than one, then two, then it's okay, but less than two will not be able to consider to start any business activity. So the law of variable proportions states that there are two factors of production and one factor, suppose land and capital, labor and capital, suppose, or land and labor, anything, any two factors of production we will consider. And within that factors of production, one factors of production is continuously increasing, and the third factors of production, suppose land. So land is not increased, it is constant. Okay. land is considered as a constant factors of production. But if one factors of production is continuously increasing, then what happens? The other factors of production remain fixed. Then initially the production starts increasing. The amount of output which we produce are continuously increases. But after a certain point, it starts to decline. Okay, and then it again starts to increase. So that is called there are again it start to decrease, so it becomes zero, then it start to negative. So that is called law of variable proportion. So what is law of variable proportion? See the proper lines. The law of variable proportion states that as the quantity of one factor is increased, keeping other factors fixed, the marginal product. Do you remember what is marginal product? Yes, students, do you remember what is marginal? Hello?
11, 12, 16,
Ma'am,
17.
forgot, ma'am.
Marginal forgot. In your exam, you also wrote, na?
16. Oh, I didn't know that 61 comes
That
between 11 to 12.
you have to increase one extra unit, then you have to minus with total product.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Do you remember? So that is
Yes, yes,
marginal.
yes, yes.
So similarly, in this case also, here also marginal represent, that is marginal cost, I think. So here we will measure marginal product. So product means production. So whatever production, so we will subtract it with the earlier one. Okay. So marginal product of that factor will eventually decline. That means marginal product is continuously decline, but total product is increasing. Marginal product continuously decline. Law of variable proportion occupies an important place in economic theory. This law is also known as law of proportionality. So what it explains, keeping other factors fixed, the law explains the production function with one factor variable. Okay, one factor variable means the other factor, that is land, which we considered as a fixed factor. Okay, two factors of production, what we use, land and labor, suppose. So here one factor is variable factor and the other factor we considered as a fixed factor. So what is fixed factor? Land is considered as fixed factor. That means amount of land is considered as fixed. So in the short run, when output of a commodity is sure to be increased, the law of variable proportion come into operation. Okay, that means law of variable proportion is considered in a short time period or short run. So this is the quote which Benham, that is, he is an economist, what he says, as the proportion of factor, combination of factor increase after a point, first of marginal and then average product of that factor will diminish. So we will see this marginal product, average product with the help of proper tables. Then you will be better understood what is marginal and what is average. So I read these lines once again. So if you have any doubt, then ask me. Okay. So read these lines. Then we will go for assumptions. I already mentioned you that each and every economical theory has some assumptions. So without assumptions, economic theories are not valid. So to prove their validity, we have to take consider certain assumptions. So assumptions we will discuss later. First of all, you just read out these lines. If you have any doubt, then ask me.
74, 76. Anyone else? 81 to 90. No worries.
Okay, do you have any doubt?
So that is the transit. From next time, I will take that and step on it. Okay, happy. I will take
Do
that
you
step
have any doubt?
so that you can't give an excuse also.
No, ma'am.
Well, I enjoyed
No, na?
that
So we will be better understood if we go through the diagrams and the graph. Then we will be better understood with the theory. So now we will go to the assumptions.
I will take that on your day.
So what are the assumptions?
If you want,
So first assumption, constant technology. So technology means the technique which we use in the production process. So that should remain constant, because if we the technologies are changes, then the production process will changes. The production process changes, that means production amount output will changes, because day by day the technology will up to date or it will develop. So when it is developed, if we use the developed technology, then we can't compare the today's work with the earlier work. So we should remain the technology constant. Suppose the farmers, if they use the tractor, if they use better fertilizer, if they use modernized seeds, then what happen, their production will increase. But than that more than the your traditional technology. So if we consider the modern technology, then we have to apply all the times the modern technologies on the all entire period of our study. If we use the traditional technique, then we have to use traditional technique entire the period of study. So our technology should remain constant. The second one is factor proportions are variable. So one factors are variable and the other factor are remain fixed. So suppose in our case, suppose there are land and labor are the two factors. So one factor is variable. What factor we consider variable? Labor is considered as variable factor. That means the amount of labors are changes, but the amount of land should remain fixed. Okay. Third one is homogeneous factor units. So what do you mean by homogeneous?
Same, ma'am.
Same. So the factor, whatever we use the units, suppose uh, suppose total outputs, we count it with units. Suppose kilograms, grams, whatever we use, we should use the same unit in all the time period. Okay. Then short run. So we considered this theory as for the short run theory. I already mentioned you that this is a short run time period considered theory. If we consider long run, then this theory will not be proper. So these four are the assumptions of this theory. So now we will start the theory. So now, do you see the table on the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So, okay, directly we will discuss the table. Okay. So here you see units of land and units of labor. So this unit of land and labor are the two factors of production which we uses in the production process. Suppose we are in a agricultural farm. Okay. So what are the units of land? So land is 10 acres. That means the amount of land are fixed on the entire time period. Are you able to understood this concept? Land is fixed. But the second unit of factor of production, that is labor, labor is not fixed. What is labor? Initially zero. Zero means no labor. If there is no labor, then production is nil. So total production is nil. Here average production is nil. Marginal production is also nil. Then one labor, two labor, three labor. So that means continuously the units of labors are increased. Okay. Are you able to see this one? The units of labor are continuously increased. Then total production means with this land the laborers produces the paddy and the what are the total production. So we consider in our initial assumptions we consider that units are fixed. So how many production, suppose if there are one labor then production is 20 kg. If there are two labor, because land is fixed, so if there are two labor production is suppose 50 kg. If three labor production is 90 kg. Four labor production is 120 kg. Five labor 140 kg. Six labor 150 kg. Seventh labor production is 150 kg. Eighth labor production is 140 kg. So you see in the table, if we use 6 labor, production is 150 kg. If we use 7 labor, then also production is 150 kg. And if you use 8 labor, production is start to decline, so that is 140 kg. Okay, so now you consider average production. What is average? Total production divided by number of labors. So here total production divided by number of labor. Average production means what is the production of per labor. So 20. Here total production is 20 kg. How many labor? One labor. So 20 divided by 1 is 20. If you use two labor, what is production? 50. So 50 kg divided by 20, average production is 25. So here similarly, if there are 150 labor, so 150 divided by how many, production is 150, how many labor used? 6 labor. So 150 divided by 6, what it is? 25. So next one, 150 divided by 7. So what is the average production? 21.3. So now you will see the amount of average production decline. Okay, here what happened? 20, 25, 30, 30. So here the amount of average production remain same, 30 and 30. After the same, it start decline. But it is 28, 25, 21, 17. So after initially it increases, then it remains same, then it start declining. Okay, now you see the marginal product. What is the scenario of marginal product? So what is marginal product? First divided by the second one. So initially it is 20, then when the one extra unit, so 50 minus 30. 50 minus 20 is 30. Then 90 minus 50 is 40. Then 120 minus 90 is 30. So similarly we will calculate the marginal products. So there are three. If you notice the marginal product, we will able to see there are three different stages. So in the first stage, what happened? The marginal products are increased. Increased means 20, 30, 40. So these are the increased. So this is considered as the first stage. Second, what happened? The marginal products are start to decline. After 30, it is 20, 10, 0. So this is considered as the second stage of our law of variable proportion. Then you see what is the marginal product? 21, 140 minus 50, that is minus 10. So this is after 0, it becomes negative. So when it is negative, it is considered as the third stage. Clear?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, huh? So we just have to, I give you the note, we have to consider these things in graphical representation. We have only 1 minute, less than 1 minute. So tomorrow we will discuss the graph. Today just you read out, I already gave you the note. So today you read out this thing till our this point before the graphical representation. Just explanation, you read out it. I think you all will be able to understand it. It's very easy. If you have any doubt, then next class I will I will clear it out. Okay. Now you will give your roll numbers and names on the group. Okay, then today I will finish the class here. Next class tomorrow we will meet you again. Thank you.
Ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.